On American Made, you're talking about a lot of the homegrown terrorists that we've had and the people that are American that have killed and destroyed America, or at least attempted to in their own way.
Allegedly, some kind of
Yes,
way.
exactly. So for you, why is that also important to highlight? Because these are not people that normally get addressed anymore. You know, they
It's not, it's for me, I don't want people to think like, it's not a black and white thing for me. You know what I'm saying? I got beautiful black friends. I got Latino friends. I got white friends, like Jewish, Russian. Like I travel the globe on hip hop, and I meet people of other cultures and other, you know, backgrounds, and I don't feel like that. You have people who have been on U.S. soil who just want to live where they want to live at, and I'm not talking about cults. I'm just talking about in general, right? So when you talk about uh, when you go through the history of black and white in America and you start talking about segregation and desegregation and these type of things, like you have to look at that and analyze why is that important in history, and then think like it's you fast forward or rewind the clock and you go and you walked in Manhattan and there's a Chinatown. There's a LES where pretty much it's Latinos. Before gentrification, of course. You go to Harlem and it's pretty much a lot of African Americans there. Or you go to Brownsville, Brooklyn, it's pretty much a lot of blacks. You know what I mean? It's dangerous. You don't even want to go to East New York. You start going too far into Bushwick. It's a lot of Spanish, Puerto Rican, Dominicans, Panamanian. It's a lot like we already segregated, but we made it such a big deal that we had to fight about it. So I'm like, yo, America makes us turn against each other in a way where we can't even live next to each other. You know what I mean? On one side of Eastern Parkway, you have um, Hasidic Jews, and then you have Jamaican, Trinidadian, Haitian, uh, Barbadian. You have all these different races who have to coexist. And I think it's important to go like smash, hello, like we like if we go to like a border wars, for example, like we're scared of what we are building, you know. And when we look at it, it's monolithic. It's crazy, man. It's huge and it's scary. It's frightening. It's very intimidating. But guess what? Our minds won't allow us to do anything less than that. So it's very important. It's extremely important for us to notice that our neighbors are from somewhere else. You know what I mean? My neighbor is from Turkey. What does that mean? I'm supposed to be scared? Like, my other neighbors from Istanbul. Like, can we kick it? Can we go in the backyard and have a barbecue? What y'all eat? You wanna fry some halloumi? What you wanna do? Like, how are we gonna do this? Like, we have some Swedish meatballs. Let's that's this the melting pot. So that I thought it was like, and that's why I say I channel Sean Price on this project, because Sean, he uses irony, he uses cynicism, and it's still poetic and entertaining because it makes you scratch your head and be like, wow, I already knew that, but damn, I ain't put it together like that. That's kind of wow. Good one, good one. Thumbs up emoji con on that one.
but that's the this all ties into me in a sense of stopping and thinking, because the because we, even though we're now much more stationary, things are moving fast in perception, but in reality, if we just stop and take a moment, that's where you start to get some peace, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. All those types of things comes
Mhm.
from that inner peace of looking around and understanding things. um, so what ways in your life do you find that you're able to do that in the midst of all the madness?
I've always been kind of an introvert. I've always, my profession does not reflect my character at all. Like I am in the wrong.
I was going to say you picked an odd.
it kind of snatched me by the collar and said, "Yo, come here, I got a job for you." I don't know who is that grabbing me, right? But I've always been someone who can look at life and kind of find a creative. Like I used to draw. do stuff like that. I wasn't really like really great at it, so I was intimidated with all those things. Like things that we're trying to do, when we're trying to build these things, they're gonna be intimidating. It's big. It's a big deal, and you got to put a lot into it. I think for me, I was lucky to be able to put my art into the world this way, and people actually receive it. So it took me a minute to go, yo, I got to make something important. I got to make some meaningful songs. I got to have I got to have a meaningful conversation with these people who are spending their time listening to these things and buying these records. This is not about for me, it's not about no monkey business and no bullshit. And it's not about just always trying to give you like lessons and ABC you to death. It's like I learned from hip hop. That's a fact. And it would be like blasphemy if I can't spread that same type of gospel that I got from it. I learned from hip hop. Hip hop learned from soul, rock, uh, jazz, pop. Everything hip hop can get their hands on, they utilize. Hip hop is the only genre of music that uses every genre of music to communicate with people. So I'm going, wow, I'm a part of that. That's kind of big, yo. That's kind of big, yo. Not only am I a part of that, people acknowledge you as a part of that. So you kind of owe them something, man. You know what I mean? You kind of owe them something. Like we throw money away all the time. We're very frivolous with dollars, but with something that we care about, and when we get it, and it's of quality and it's substance, then I'm with that diet, man. You know what I mean? I want to be a part of that.
Well, it's very important. And on the song City Under Siege, you talk about the importance of being self sufficient,
Yes.
which in many ways we are dependent on all our systems, but on the other side, we don't have to be.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
for you, what's the importance of being self reliant?
I think I want to. That's a great question. Like I want to salute the brothers that's on that track. One of the brothers is the Fly Hooligan, Iron Braids from the UK, and the other brother Ali. He's from France, and these two of these brothers actually happen to be Muslim. Um, I met Iron Braids. Iron Braids was somebody that Sean Price, that was like his homie in the UK. And Sean Price don't like a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, Sean like this guy. Like, and it's not even about raps. It's like, yo, the brotherhood and the camaraderie and the understanding. And then I met Ali. This is after Sean Price passed away. I met Ali when Tech and I was on tour. And before we perform, we always say a prayer. 9 times out of 10, Tech will lead the prayer. And that particular time, Ali saw us and he was like, yeah, he was like, yo, can I this is the first time we met him. He was like, yo, can I say a prayer for the brother Sean Price? So we all, we grab each other arms or whatever your theology, man. This is we about to go out we about to go out there on stage and perform for all these beautiful people. We don't know what they believe in or what they just here to see these guys. So we want to make sure we give them something really dope. Um, for me, it's important to be a part of that union. And unfortunately, we had to witness what was going on in 2020, where it was literally like fires everywhere, where it wasn't just riots in the United States of America. It wasn't just like, I almost named the cities under siege, plural, because we all experience this changing of the guards. We all have a responsibility to our communities and to the people that brought us up and the things that's going to sustain us to enrich it and also to like keep it alive, keep it going, keep it flourishing. And if the government won't do it, then it's up to us. Burn this mofo down and rebuild it, build and destroy. So that, I mean, it's that was a given, and that was like probably one of the later songs. Like I think I started recording this project in May, so a lot, it was like prior to a lot of things, that prior to the riots and all of the other craziness that was going on. This is like right after the pandemic, you know, just early days, and it's inspired by just things that just been brewing and it just needed to be spoke about, you know. And it, you know, when I talk about Rodney King, like we gotta remember, like this is not new stuff. Like all of this thing, this is cyclical, and until we embrace certain things, we're not going to be able to break the cipher of this madness. I think it's possible, you know.
Yeah, it's that's what we got to believe, because if not,
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Everybody smile when they see a baby walk.
right?
You know what I mean? If a baby start to walk, never walked before, and a baby walk, and it's one person in the room going, nah, I don't give a damn about that baby. Like, yo,
Yeah,
we gotta talk there. He need intervention. That person there, we need to go back to his baby walking times and see, like, how can we bring you into the fold of humanity? You know what I mean?
good question. Now, with the border wars, speaking of humanity, that's heavy subject there. But I wanted to get from you, one of the many things I loved about The Shining was all the scratching and sampling and different things. And on Border Wars, you brought back with Mobb Deep, Sister Soldier.
Oh gosh,
Uh,
yes. Yeah.
so, so,
We at war, Sister Soldier.
so that being said, uh,
Big up Crazy DJ Bizarro for bringing that to life right there. That was special.
but that made me harken back to some of the early material you guys did with the scratching and the sampling and bringing in the different voices and stuff. So what made that work for you on that record?
I needed to keep it hip hop. You know what I mean? So much, like sometimes, you know I taking notes from Sean Price. Sometimes all that, how you say bloop bloop bloop. All that bloop 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 is too much, to process sometimes, right? So it's like, yo, you got to make people remember that this is still entertainment. This is still music. Like we learned about Malcolm X from Chuck D. We learned about Joanne Chesimard. Joanne Chesimard? Really? He said that in a rap. How do you do that? That is genius. You know what I'm saying? You kidding me? We learned about uh KRS was teaching us black history in a song. You know what I mean? Uh you had dudes like Kane saying young, gifted, and black. So you have all these different versions where people are trying to continue the historic value of what they probably learned and give it back. I think what we call that 360 degrees back home. Like if it doesn't make a full circle, it's incomplete. I mean, that's the easiest thing to do. Like as a kid, when it's so cute to see a baby make a circle. That's the beautiful thing. Like it's like make a circle, baby. When that baby make that circle, you like, that shit is mad crooked. You like, yo, that's so, you know what I mean? But we understand the feeling and the reward that you get to complete something. And I understand, like I can get certain lessons uh, from music that I would never. That's still in the. And right now today, they probably not even in the books no more, unless you take up like African studies or some particular type of studies. But organically, to get these lessons through music, oh man, and it's gifted and it's so um it's subtle. Like when you hear Brand Nubians, right? Peace to the gods and earth. They're teaching you from the book of life, right?
Yeah,
They're teaching you lessons from the book of life. This is not for everybody. This is not for like when they say 85ers, that's the common folk, right? It's the people that's not studying that way of life. But they're giving it to you through a beat. Right? When they say one for all, brilliant, and all for one, you dancing like I speak a B, I speak O, like my name is David Redford. Like They're talking about people in history. David Ruffin, right? It's like, who are these people? Google them. Where are we getting this information from? Like, we know it, and it's our duty to talk about it. I don't want to always be that guy that's going to be like, yo, it was hard growing up in the projects. How many of those songs I can make? Right? Like, that's my album 3. It was hard growing up in the project. Yo.
Well, that's the beauty of when you're referencing Boogie Down Productions and KRS-One. Like, why is that? And You Must Learn. Those songs musically,
Crazy.
Especially the You Must Learn, the original version with the piano.
Crazy. Oh my gosh. Like everything, like criminal minded, you've been blinded, looking for a style like mine, you can't find it. Like, you talking about even cats like Cool G Rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you talk about Rikers Island, you won't be smelling on Rikers Island. He's telling you that's not a place to go and hang out. That's not the club, bro. Like, the club is dope. But then, you know, you got dudes that's talking about going to if you was able to go to certain clubs, like, you got to still be of age. Now you got kids with like the best cell phone. They like this. I got the Max. I got the 12 Max. I got the 13 Max. You ain't got that. Word. I'm on TikTok. Like, all right, now that's the propaganda. Because now you're going. We don't even have to think. We don't even have to deal with each other. We don't even have to really talk. Just I'll hit you on the snap, what you call it, or the chat, what you call it. And it's like we're missing the essence of these things. It's our listening has been tampered with. We tapped into the wrong thing. It's like when you think about 1999 and people's like, yo, we're gonna get chips. I ain't with the chips, son. We all chipped up, son. All of us. we are chipped up. I mean, we in the Matrix like Neo.
Be sure to check out The History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Your MTV Raps with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
There's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangster Rap in stores now.